everyone, and welcome back to Banjo Tooie on the Nintendo 64. I am One Well Sheep yet again, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be doing the jigsaw puzzle to unlock the next world of the game, which is one of the biggest levels in terms of sheer scope that we will be visiting, doing our progression of our journey. Why I put on this funny voice right now, I have no sodding idea, but let me tell you this. This is a remarkable world that your first time through may very well be pretty overwhelming. Because, truth be told, this world is, yeah, your first time through you will probably be overwhelmed at the sheer scale of it. And when you work everything out and where to go and whatnot, you'll find the world isn't as bad as it looks. Because it's very huge and tall in terms of its scale, but it's more of a case that all of the areas are just being increased in size and not so much complexity, if you know what I mean. So while this next world will seem really big and seem ridiculously huge when you first enter it, it won't be too bad. It really isn't as bad as it looks, and that's a good thing, because when I've been growing up playing this game all these years, this was usually one of the worlds that made me sort of sit back and go, whoa, I don't think I can explore this, it's too bloody big. But trust me, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. When you get into the world, it's pretty damn cool, if you ask me, but I'll save that for when we get into the damn place. So let's shoot some dinosaurs' teeth off, shall we? Delicious! Oi, he's gonna need to go back to the dentist, I'll tell you that much. But of course that is in a brand new area on the Isle of Hags, and we need to go and go through a tunnel to get there. But the big difference is now with this tunnel that we're going through to get there is, if you recall, we fought, we fought Klungo way back at the beginning of the game. And I did mention back then that we will be fighting him a grand total of 3 times. Actually, I don't know if I said exactly 3 times, but I did say we'll be fighting him again. And yeah, it's time for the second encounter against our good old pal Klungo, and he is still pathetically easy. However, to gain access to this area of the Isle of Hags, you will need the Talon Torpedo, so yeah, be sure to pick that up at the very least before starting to head your way to this world, because you know, you can very much do a lot of the stuff in this game out of order. It's one of the biggest things I love about this game. Like, you can either tackle it very linearly, or once you unlock a couple of jiggies, you can sort of spread off and do your own thing. It's one of the best things about this game. I personally do things more as in as a straightforward way as physically possible for myself, but that's just my way of playing the game, you know. I love having the option to go out and explore. I love the option of being able to do things out of order. I don't know, but basically, yeah. Once we go to this point, we do get to fight Klungo again, and I don't know if I did mention this, but because again, it's been 3 months since I started this LP at the time of this recording. Klungo does have 3 different types of spells he's going to use, and he's going to rotate them randomly during each playthrough, and as a result, the boss fights against Klungo that you fight, they don't ever increase in difficulty. They're all at a rough set level, you know, ladies and gentlemen. Like, for example, the version of Klungo I'm fighting here, where he splits up into multiple pieces and I need to hit the right spot, that could very well be your first Klungo fight, or it could very well be your final one against him. It's all randomized, and I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I guess it makes the game different slightly every time you play through it, but I don't know. I think personally I would have preferred a boss fight that has completely different tactics that increase in difficulty as we go through, but I don't know. Although I do say that I think he does get a bit more strategic with his potion throwing at you, but apart from that, I don't think anything really changes with Klungo, and it's such a shame. Oh god, Why do you work for this woman if you get beaten every time you lose? Jesus Christ. Find a new employment somewhere. Go, I don't know, go make stupid video games, perhaps. Hey. See, I wouldn't put up with that. I'd be all like, all right, you're gonna punch me, right? Oh, well, I'm out, bitch. Bye. You know, I wouldn't put up with that. Well, that's assuming he's even getting paid. If he's not getting paid, I don't know why he's working with her in the first place, but that's another thing entirely. But anyway, we do gain access to the Clockwork Kazooie eggs now, ladies and gentlemen, and these are going to be used quite a bit during the course of the game from this point onwards, because you're going to see a lot of puzzles involving these eggs. And what are they, you might be wondering? What do they do? Well, basically, they shoot out tiny remote-controlled Kazooie robots that can self-destruct. I'm not even making this up. I couldn't make this up if I tried, but I digress. And we're coming up by here. One of these is a Minjo, one of them is a Jinjo, so just shoot them with the ice eggs to find out which is the right one, and then collect the other one, you know, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, we just need to get the jam jars silo. Hoi. Although I am going all the way across into this crevice here. You don't need to get to this crevice until the end game, ladies and gentlemen, because this is the final world out here. But I do want to go out here anyway, just to get hold of those 2 musical notes. Because if I don't go out here and get those musical notes, there's a very, very, very high chance I will forget to later down the line. So it's usually one of the first things I do when I get into this portion of the Isle of Hags, you know. But I digress. With that, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to head into Pterodactyl Land. And you know, I did say I was a bit blown, you know, I was a bit put back when I first played this game many a year ago when I was a wee lad, when I first played through this world. One thing I did love about this world is it's dinosaur themed. Me, much like many young boys my age, loved the living hell out of dinosaurs, and it still hasn't changed. I freaking love dinosaurs. Basically, it's a dinosaur world. Think Jurassic Park, and I'm really surprised this isn't a level trope that appears in more games. You think they'd have, you know, more games would have a dinosaur theme sort to it, but no, it's very rare you see dinosaurs in games, and I've always found that confusing. But of course, this, like I said, is one of the biggest worlds in the entire game, and it involves it's easy to explore and easy to work your way around, but you know, the sheer scale of everything may put you back your first time through, because basically it's huge, and it's not just huge in a sort of wide sense, it's huge in a vertical sense, because you do have a giant mountain dead in the center of the world that you have to basically climb up in order to find everything, and you know, that can potentially be a bit off-putting to people, you know, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, those guys there are the Rocknut tribe, I think? I'm not entirely sure, but either way, they do have body armor, which means we can't physically take them out the normal way. And that's where the Clockwork Kazooie eggs come in. We're going to use the Clockwork Kazooie eggs to our advantage, because, well, I love that move. Because basically, it's the only way to get around their armor, because their backsides are all covered up. Now, you would think after 1 or 2 of them blowing up, they realize, oh, I better cover up my ass, but no, they never do. But that's one of the biggest puzzles that's going to go through with this world, you know, just finding out how to deal with those rocknut fools whenever we come across them. But I digress. We also can use the Talon Torpedo as well to open up this cage to get the Ginger, which is probably one of the first things you will end up doing in this stage, you know. Like, I guess one of the things I can always say about the stage is, despite it being so huge, it's probably also simultaneously one of the more linear levels in the game as well, because... And I only say that because everyone I see do Let's Plays of this game always seem to go down the same, you know, general route. They always seem to go straight to the left as soon as they enter the world and follow the same route I'm taking for the most part, you know? Maybe it's the most efficient route, maybe it's not, who knows? All I know is it's generally how I see people playing through this, you know, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus, quick we get to Mumbo's hut. Oh boy. Anyway, Mumbo's ability in this world is, it's a special one because we're going to actually have to be using Mumbo quite a lot. Like, anybody who's fans of Mumbo Jumbo and was gravely disappointed in the previous world that we only got to use him once, well, you're going to be very glad in this world because we're going to be using him multiple times. Because his ability is basically the ability to resize things in this one. He's going to be basically going to these Mumbo pads. He's going to be making things bigger or smaller. Think of that as you will. Considering the platform next to his house looks, it looks oddly phallic. You'll see what I mean about that when we get much higher on in the stage. I'll explicitly point out what I mean. But yeah, we're going to be using Mumbo quite a bit during the course of this one, you know, ladies and gentlemen. So, get used to him, I suppose. Although I will say it's probably one of the weakest parts of this world, just because of, even though I love using Mumbo and I love to have an excuse to play as him, there's a lot of backtracking involved with him, at least the way I've done it, because, basically, you need Mumbo Jumbo to go and resize things so they're bigger, smaller, which means you're constantly going to be going back to Mumbo's Banjo-Kazooie to resize something, then go back to Banjo-Kazooie, switch back out to go back to the same area again, you know. And this is especially true on your first playthrough when you're going through this world, because on your first playthrough you'll see a Mumbo pad and your brain will click going, oh, I need Mumbo Jumbo for this. But if you don't know exactly what you're doing, then you'll find yourself going back and forth like a bloody loony all the time, resizing things, and I don't know, it's one of the more annoying sequences with Mumbo, I would say, honestly. At least your first time around. Like, it's not too harmful once you know what you're doing, but, you know, the first playthroughs, you're going to get turned around a lot. That's basically what I'm really going to be saying here, you know, ladies and gentlemen. But, I digress, indeed-o. But I was going to go back to switch to Banjo-Kazooie, but I do actually want to do something first, because, one of the things that, well, actually, there is only one thing, I think, in this world from, no, there's two things in this world that we can resize, but the next thing we are going to be resizing in this world is actually going to be Wumba's Wigwam, because, well, it's a special world in terms of not Mumbo's, in terms of Wumba's transformations, because, well, depending on the size of a hut, it will affect our transformation. If it's a big hut, well, we'll get a big transformation, and if it's a small hut, we will get a dutty transformation, a nice, small, compact one. I'm not really going to spoil the transformations. I'll wait until we actually get to that point to burn that bridge, you know, because let's just say it's my favorite transformation in this entire game, and it is dreadfully underutilized as well, and it makes me so sad. But trust me when I say this, it's without a doubt my favorite transformation. I love this thing so much, but we'll see. I'm not even sure if we actually get to see that transformation in this part. I just know that it's coming in this world, and oh my god, I freaking love it! Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Not that we're actually using it just yet, we're going to be getting that quite a bit later down the line. For the first thing though, we're going to pop on over here, because, well, we want to gain access to the train, don't we? And of course, if you recall, we did pick up a little dinosaur child and put her on over to him. Either way, we put a dinosaur child on the train, you might recall. Well, we're finally going to finish that quest. Kind of. But not exactly, because the quest for that dinosaur child is actually one of the bigger quests in this area, because it's a multi-parter. Like, even if we get the child back home to its mother, that's only part of the quest, you know, ladies and gentlemen, which some people may be irked by. I don't mind it too much, it's just a lot more busy work than I would have personally liked, but I'll talk more about that when we actually get around to the dinosaurs and whatnot, because there is a whole family of dinosaurs and we need to work out every single one of their troubles. Hoi! It's a good thing we're getting paid in jiggies for this stuff, because otherwise I would not have this. I wouldn't have the patience, to be honest. Let's be honest here. But yeah, like I said, this world's more bark than bite. That's mainly what I'm getting at, because it does look freaking huge and it will catch you off guard, but it's really nothing. It's easy enough to work out where to go next. It's easy enough to figure out, oh, I need to do this. But yeah, here's the Dinosaur Family. Now the first thing we are Now the first thing we are gonna have to do when we get into this area is actually break open all of these rocks that are uncovered about, because well, for one thing, this rock by here will open up the jump pad there, and if we turn around, there is a rock by here which will unveil a Mumbo Jumbo pad. So yes, we do need to get Mumbo Jumbo in here, because well, that blue dinosaur there is looking a bit on the scruffy side. He's looking a bit tiny, let's just say that much. Hey, Mrs. Dinosaur Woman, let me know what's happening. What's your problems, yo?
My family isn't keeping too well.
Oh god, yeah, all the problems she wants us to fix, and trust me, there's a lot of problems. For example, this dinosaur by here, we're gonna need to take to a different, well, basically to the Isle of Hags using the train, because, well, she's sick. And there's only one witch doctor in the world that can actually heal her, and that would be Mumbo Jumbo. Now you might be wondering, why is there a Mumbo pad in here if we're not going to use that Mumbo pad to heal her? Well again, Mumbo's skill in this world is, it's enlarging things, it's resizing things, so we can't actually heal people in this world, which, that's really confusing to me. Why can we only heal someone in a very specific world? Why can't we just go to this world and have two Mumbo pads set up so we can just be like boom and boom, you know? It doesn't make sense in terms of puzzle aspects, I know, but you know, logically, why can't Mumbo use his healing ability in this world? Maybe the Globo is only used for one spell at a time, and he needs a specific Globo to use a specific spell or something. I don't know, it doesn't really make much sense to me. I mean, I love the puzzle behind it, because the puzzle of taking the dinosaur to the right place is, you know, it's a neat idea, but in terms of logically speaking, it doesn't make much sense now, does it? I mean, I'm not really one to nitpick stuff like this, but I'm running out of things to talk about, so I'm gonna nitpick whatever the fuck I can. So, you know, it just boggles my mind. That's basically all I'm really getting at here, you know, ladies and gentlemen. But moving right across from the family cave itself, if we go through this doorway, this will be the train station, where well, we're going to be using all that, basically using all our transportation goods, you know. And I do really appreciate the fact that the train station is right next to the family hut, because obviously we're going to be doing a lot with the train and a lot with the Dinosaur Family, so I really appreciate the developers to say, okay, let's put the train station next door, so you're not wandering around for about 5 hours looking for the right pathway to go, you know, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate that. Anyway, the power we just got is the Springy Step Shoes, and is that the name of it? Either way, they're spring shoes. They make you jump. Basically, it's a portable kazooie jump pad. I guess that's the best way to explain it. And we're going to be using that not so much in this world now that I think about it. Maybe once or twice in this world, but it's mainly for convenience reasons we're going to use it here. But trust me, that will become majorly, Jesus Christ, aim correctly, majorly beneficial in later parts of the game, you know, folks. Oh, for Pete's sake. This is one of the more awkward things about the Clockwork Kazooie egg, is positioning your aimer. I am probably going about this the most awkward way I physically can, because, you know, it's all about getting your angle right, and I for some unbeknownst reason, I refuse to change where I'm moving, so... Oh, for Christ's sake, hurry up! Stop missing! Past me! You know better than this. Hooray! It's on the platform! There we go, let's blow this geezer up. Oof. But yeah, the spring step shoes we'll be using a bit more later on in the playthrough. and not so much here. Actually, I say that, but off the top of my head, I don't really think of many instances in this game where I do get to use the spring shoes. Maybe, like, I use it once or twice in this world, like to traverse areas, and I use it once in the final world. So yeah, that's pretty much an underutilized power-up now that I think about it. There's not much you do with it. Of course, watch me eat my own words come the next world, because I'm probably forgetting things. I have the memory of a sieve, you know, ladies and gentlemen. Like, some things get stuck, but most of it just drips on through. If you understand the expression, you probably don't. Either way, we just call Chuffy here so we can send the first of the dinosaur children back. Which is, that's good. It's good. It's good. We're already 1/3 of the way through that quest. We're probably going to spend the rest of this world finishing up that quest line, however. It's quite a lengthy one to clear up, which is kind of unfortunate, but, you know, it's still easy enough quest to do. Like, I could easily get this done right away, but, actually, I say that, I can't get everything done right away, because we do need a new banjo power to finish up the quest line. So what am I talking about? I'm completely talking out of my arse here. Oh yeah, spoilers, we're getting a new banjo power-up. Yeah. Because how else do you reckon we're going to get the dinosaur into the train? We basically need to be able to pick the dinosaur up, because as you can easily tell, the dinosaur didn't run into the train station. You know, it's too ill to move. So yeah, we are going to be getting a brand new transportation power-up this time around, ladies and gentlemen, which I'm sure many of you don't really care about, to be honest, because it's not the most remarkable thing in the world. It's just the ability to pick things up. There are some neat puzzles involving it, mind you, some really good puzzles involving it, but, you know, of course, trust me, by the time we get past Grunty's Industries, you'll be sick of the power-up. That's just my professional opinion. But anyway, this place will look very familiar to anybody who played through the very first world or who've watched this LP up to this point. Welcome to the Bunga Cave. If you walk up to this bouncer guy, for some reason I don't know, he seems to think you're okay, so yeah, this is the Bunga Cave, and if you recall, the Bunga Cave is the place we were at way back in the first world of the game when we had to get Targetson's glowing golden thing. So, you know, it's nice little continuity between worlds, and if we want to from this point onwards, we can easily go and go back to the first world of the game if you really wanted to. There's no reason to, but, you know, if you want to, you can, which I appreciate. And that's just what I mean when I like how interconnected everything in this game is, you know. I like how all the worlds are connected up in some way, shape, or form. I mean, why does an ancient Mayan temple connect up to Dinosaur Park? To Jurassic Park? I don't know. It's never really explained, it just does. But, you know, the fact that the connection is there, I appreciate, and I like that. Hui. But I digress. Anyway, use that splitter pad to get Banjo. What are you doing? Banjo, what are you doing? Banjo, the power-up is the other way around. But unless it's Kazooie's power-up. Again, yeah, again the power-up's confused. It's Kazooie's power-up. Okay, I'm an idiot. Hui. Anyway, get Kazooie down here to get her next power-up, which is, what is it? Oh, it's the air-catching power. Okay. Again, I haven't done this in a long time. I do apologize for my memory, people. But yeah, this power-up we're going to be using quite a bit during the course of this world, and there's a very big puzzle towards the end of the world. Well, I say puzzle. There's a big quest towards the end of the world where we're going to be using this egg-hatching power-up a lot. We won't be using it for a while because, well, there's nothing to use it on, but trust me, it's a power-up we are going to be making use of a lot as we progress through this. You'll see. But anyway, with that is pretty much it for this part, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't be sheepish, people. And I'll catch you all next time as we continue exploring the rest of Jurassic World, also known as Pterodactyl Land. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't be sheepish, people. I'll see you after. Bye!